Money Club, baby.
Dirty, sexy, slinky thing. Power over all with the love you bring. Spinning from your mind control. Shuffling around this deep.
Alright, so here we go. We are in now live with a Kobe episode, with episode 25. This is the silver episode. Alright, let's get started. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode number 25 of the J Money Talks podcast. I'm your host, J Money, and we are getting live. We're getting started with a conversation. We're going to get started. Before we get into some of the big stuff going on, I want to talk about something that's a little fresh on my mind. It's a little fresh on my mind, and honestly, it's been something that's been going on basketball-wise, and it's something that I've had dealt with for years, and I want to get it out of my chest right now. And I wonder if any of y'all have dealt with this. I want to know is, have you ever dealt with with those type of fake Facebook accounts, fake Instagrams, fake phone numbers and stuff, and it's always like some chick it sounds like a chick that's trying to smash. She's trying to smash or looking for a relationship or something, and it looks like they're trying to catch you in a genjutsu. It's a genjutsu, and they always somehow catch you in some form of scam or trying to set up somehow you going on some knockoff dating site or some verification type thing or whatever. Have you ever gotten into those things ever? Because I get these about every. Honestly, I don't know. It's like regular basis, but two recently got me mad. I'm like done. Like I'm pretty much. I actually have it saved on my phone. Like it's like this. It's this one Facebook profile that just. It's a Facebook profile. It's on. It's like on my Facebook profile. It's just this. It's like this chick that's like. It's like this chick that wanted to set me up on like. That wanted to set up like a. It's like a. Believed to be a. She claims to be this sugar baby. All right, and she's like. Some sugar baby from like Colorado. Like he's from Colorado. She's like she claims to be this single mom with 3 kids, like husband died or some bullshit. And somehow she wanted to be wanted to maybe a sugar baby. Now at first it was like now I'm thinking this is like one of those typical things like, oh, she's trying to smash or something like that. I'm just like, ma'am, I'm not here in the mood for a relationship. I'm pretty much at this. Because I'm doing this, like, right now, I'm, like, one of the things I'm doing while I'm working out and trying to lose weight and I'm trying to better myself this year one of the things I'm doing is, like, semen retention. So, I'm trying to not get into a relationship or anything like that. I'm not in the mood for it. I'm not interested in it. I'm just, like, I'm not messing with any of these chicks at all. I'm not trying to get involved. I'm not trying to mess with these chicks whatsoever. I'm just trying to be like, I don't wish to be horny anymore, okay? I'm just looking for some peace and happiness, all right? So I'm kind of told her that at first, and then she mentions something about sugar daddy, sugar baby, and I'm like, now I was kind of curious. I decided to entertain it. So I was like, she asked me like, this is like one of the signs. This is a red flag. This is gonna be the red flag if you want to know if this is scam profile. If they are messaging you, as she messaged me through Messenger, the Facebook Messenger app, and basically this girl was asking me if I had a WhatsApp or like Hangouts, which is another messaging app, other messaging apps, and this is going to be the red flag, is they try to get you on one of those outside of like Facebook Messenger or in Instagram DMs or Twitter DMs, some cases Twitter DMs, and move it to another conversation on another site because I think some of these other sites kind of will track your stuff, and you will, in some cases, to avoid being reported, have your profile be reported. So that's what she tried to do. She tried to report my so she wanted to move that conversation to WhatsApp. And I'm like, you know what? I decided to create a WhatsApp. I decided to create a WhatsApp account. I set up, I got her contact information. I got her phone number. And I'm getting her phone number. And I'm getting the phone number. We messaged through that WhatsApp. We messaged through the WhatsApp. And so at first, and this is one of the red flags. Is like, okay, if you're sugar, and my thing is this: I think if you're going to do this, like, okay, just send them. I mean, where you live in 2022, I'm expecting her to like, she's going to send it to me for like PayPal or like Venmo. That's actually something I should have said. Like, I'm like, she asked for my like mobile banking account. That's where I knew it was like, okay, this is kind of a red flag here. That's kind of a red flag is if it asks for your mobile banking account or something involving your banking. That's the red flag. That's where that's where I should have learned from this. I ain't gonna lie, I fell for that. I kind of fell for it. Okay, instead of me doing that, I should have just told her, like, hey, I kind of get my money through, like, PayPal or, like, Venmo type shiz. Just gave her, like, the Venmo or PayPal or Cash App or something like that. Just to be like, just send the money through that. She can send the money through that. I don't give out my mobile banking or something like that. Because it's either if they can't do that, if they can't provide a PayPal or Venmo, if you actually give them your PayPal or Venmo or Cash App, and they don't provide it, just go ahead and delete. Go ahead and just end that conversation right then there. Just end that right then there. Me, I was an idiot. I decided to actually give her my mobile banking account. I'm not going to give you what bank it is. Gave her my mobile banking, like, username and password. And she showed me the whole thing. She wanted to verify the device and stuff, which is actually, that's one of those things about it. Somehow, the numbers I have to verify my phone, either through text message or a phone call, is somehow connected to, like, my father's phone number and, like, another phone number, which was, I think my sister's old phone. One of my sister's old phone numbers. So, one of those two, and it made no sense whatsoever. Like, usually I'm like, why don't you just use my actual regular phone number instead of, like, someone else's phone? Which I might have to talk to a banker, to my personal banker, to figure out, like, yo, can you get rid of, like, this one number here, and can you and probably get my what used to be my phone number, transfer that for me. If you can do that, thank you, I would appreciate it. But yeah, it was one of those things. I'm like, bruh, can you, like? So I ended up regretting it, and it was like late at night. It was kind of like I was during work, and it was like kind of late at night. I was kind of like thinking about it, like, you know, like she said she was willing to pay $500 a week. I wasn't thinking of an expert like that. I'm probably sure, like, she would come by, like, I fly to her or she fly to me, and I'm like. And I'm looking at myself like, okay, I was thinking, like, it was like kind of like, okay, give me $500 a week. She would take care of, like, some of my bills and stuff. I'm thinking like, oh, okay, I'm like, no offense, I'm not saying I wouldn't mind being a sugar baby for some shit, but I'm like, she's like 32. I'm saying the lady's 32. So I'm thinking she has to know, like, Venmo or PayPal. I didn't think about it at first, and I'm like, that's the thing that I made a mistake on. But it's like, I kind of was like, this was kind of stupid. Like, why am I giving this chick? And I don't even know this chick, and I'm, because one of the things is, they try to get real. If you hear them speak, they get really, really like try to like be concerning. Like, oh, I want to be happy. I want to be in your life, and they really go in like super like the loyalty and like love. I love you so much, and I'm like, okay, man, we just talked. We're just having a back and forth conversation on a messenger, social media. We ain't like that type of thing. Like, okay, look. But that's a red flag. If they get really clingy, that's the danger zone. That's where you know, like, okay, they doing too much. I feel like they doing too much. I don't know if it's real or fake or not, but if it was a real person or not, I'm just like, okay, you doing too much. Like, I'm like, you need to do too much, and I'm just like, how? Like, why are you doing this? Like, why are you acting like this? Like, I'm just like, so I regretted doing that because at some point, like the touch, because I usually, in order to access my mobile banking, sometimes all I just gotta do is just use my fingerprint to get in. No, biometrics. Both of them couldn't work. I tried to enter the actual password. Neither one of them worked. So I just knew, I'm like, I gotta switch. I gotta change this shit. So I'm like, so I just knew. So next morning, early in the morning, like as soon as like the customer service line came up, called it up. I told him like, hey, can you like reset this for me? Like on the chick I gave that, the lady I actually ended up giving that code as of having it. I kind of don't trust her. Can you like reset my mobile banking account? I did that. Create a new one. I then told her like, hey, I regret doing that. I'm sorry to tell you this, but I ended up changing up everything. I don't think I'm want to do this, and I'm not willing to do this. I'm deleting this WhatsApp. I'm deleting WhatsApp. I just literally installed WhatsApp just for that reason alone. So I'm deleting this app. I'm not. This is goodbye. And told her bye. She felt betrayed. I don't know if she said anything. I just ended the conversation. Deleted the app instantly, quickly deleted the app with the swiftness before she can even respond. And then I blocked her, blocked the messenger, blocked her on Facebook. I also kind of reported the account just for safe measure, like this might be a possible scam. So I was done with that, and then on the same day, I ended up getting a message. I ended up getting some text message from some 812 number or whatever, some 812 number from some chick named Anna. And I'm just like, she's like, and the first thing, like, this is like how I know is like, okay, this is kind of some genjutsu. Is like, hello dear, are you busy at work? And I'm just like, who is this? And some chick named Anna, right? Some chick named Anna, and I'm like, okay, I know a couple and girls named Anna, so I'm better at faces than names, and I said I'm from Louisville. This girl takes a couple photos. I'm like, alright. I'm just like, I decided to keep having a conversation. And I'm just like, okay, I'm good. I'm like, and she asked me, like, how are you? I asked her, how are you? She said, I'm like, I'm good. You? And I'm like, I said, I'm alright. And I'm like, and I decided to give her my name. No, my name's Jason. No, I gave her, like, a quick photo, like, smile. And she asked me, like, I'm 25. And I kind of just told her straight up, like, look, I just know a woman who might have tried to take advantage of me. I'm not looking for anyone else at this moment. And then she said, like, really? She tried to take advantage of you? Like, how? And she said, like, I lost my wallet with my workshop key. And I just told her, like, oh, straight up, like, look, she claims she's a sugar mama. Try to get access to my mobile gaming account, which I honestly gave her that. So that was my dumbass mistake. And she said, how do you know she wanted to gain the access to your account? It's maybe she's trying to log in and make your payment, I guess. Your payment. And then it went dot. And then the next response was like, I guess, and then the quickness. And then she says, are you married or kids? I'm like, I told her I'm single, no kids. She says, same here. What do you do for a living? She says she sells PS4s and PS5s. I just told her, like, look, I felt like she was going to take over my mobile banking. I chose to change my entire account username and password in order for her to not have access to it anymore. I cut off all communication from her. And then I also responded with I'm not interested in buying a PS4 or PS5. And then she says, I understand, I'm just trying to advertise. And then it's like, fair enough, I'm not interested at this time. And then she says, I sell it, but I lost everything today, both my ATM card, my ID card, my social security number is inside the wallet. Are you mad at me? We just need to get to know each other. I'm not here for your money. I'm just trying to say she might not have bad intentions. You gave her your login money still in the account. If it's someone who have aimed to hurt you, won't find it. And then she sends like the same photo of like of this PS5, a controller, and like four games in like four PS5 games. And then I'm just like, and I'm asking you. Then I asked, like, I'm going to be honest. How'd you get my phone number? Then I asked her, this is where I knew, I'm like, no, let me get this chick and see how she can get me. How she get this phone number. I asked her, how did she get my number? This phone number. Because this is actually my actual, like, this is like a new phone. Because the phone I have here, the phone number I don't have anymore because your boy basically, me and my sister share the same account, share the same phone account, and we couldn't pay our bills. We let the debt grow, and basically they just cut our shiz off. So yeah. So I'm wondering how she got this phone number exactly. Because there's only a very few people who have the new number I have. So she says, what do you mean? She sends a full body pic. Sends this like full body pic. And I ain't gonna lie, she kind of thickums. So I was like, okay, she kind of thickums. But she says like, do you forget about me so fast? And I'm like, because here's one of the things is if they make like some kind of like broken English, it's like, it's a scam. So I asked her this. Then I asked her, did you go to JCTC? And she said, yeah, I came to see you last week for UPS. It seems you forget about me. Well, because we never see each other in person. And then I mentioned this stuff with UPS. Then she said, UPS. I'm like, not many people know I work for UPS. Some know I work for UPS and some don't. And I remember seeing me, and I just started working at UPS for 5 years ago. So I didn't just start working at UPS yesterday. It seems you forget about me. Well, because we never see each other in person. I'm like, ma'am, I dropped out of JCTC, which is Jefferson Community Technical College. I dropped out of there like 5 years ago, so it's been like 5 years. And I've worked at UPS for over 5 years. So that's another thing. I only had this exact phone number for like a few months. And if I remembered meeting you at that time frame, you would have gotten a whole number. So then I decided to say, really, do you have any other number? And I said, I used to, but I no longer have it. Then she changed the question of like, the question of, have you had your lunch? I want to get to know you better. Get know you better. And now it's again, broken English, broken sentences in English. That's the way I know this is a genjutsu. I'm like, and she says, we just have to be careful and forget the past. And I just told her, look, lady, Anna or whatever your alias you have, I may have been born at night. Well, actually, I was born like actually in the daytime, like somewhere in the afternoon. Somewhere in the afternoon. I actually talked to my father about it. I was like, you were kind of born in the afternoon, actually. It's like, okay, fair enough. So, but my point is, I may have been born at night, but I wasn't born last night. Okay? I said, get me release. You ain't catching me in this genjutsu. And then she says, are you angry? I don't understand you. What I believe is that you are a possible scammer, and I'm ending this conversation now. Goodbye. And then she says, okay, if that's what you want, Jason J., I can see you lack trust issue. How do you want to get married at your age? And I'm like, look, don't get me wrong. She kind of figures, but I'm like, ma'am, I really don't know who you are. I don't know how you got my number. Why are you calling? And dude, I don't remember seeing you last week for UPS. I don't remember you coming to see me last week for UPS. I don't remember even getting a phone call from you. I don't know if I was... Now, if it was a coworker of mine, and her, and she... If she's like a coworker of mine, look, I'll apologize, but I'm like... I apologize, and I'll apologize, because I probably at a point in time was just... I was a lot stressed out. And then I ended up getting this random phone number from like a 720 area code number that said a text. I just saw, and I just like, look, I'm not dealing with this bullshit at all. And it was like, she said hello, and then I'm like, I just responded like a few hours later and just said, fuck off. I was like literally just like done with a lot of like, listen, I'm just be real. I don't know if I'm being an asshole for saying these things. I'm not trying to be, but it's like, look, I keep getting almost every day on various from my phone to social media. I just keep getting these random bots, either bots or scammers or some network thinking I'm pretty much trying to get me in these genjutsu, and I'm like, it's like I keep getting caught in this genjutsu. I'm somehow stuck in this infinite Tsukiyomi of fake fodder, of fake bots. Like, bruh, I don't know why I keep getting caught in this genjutsu, but it needs to stop. It needs to stop. It's getting ridiculous. I'm like DeMarcus Cousins in that one interview. It's getting ridiculous, bruh. It's getting ridiculous. It needs to stop. I don't know who you are. Look, I don't know why a lot of them are like this. Who made you like this? I don't know why. This is a thing I get constantly, every single day, and I'm just like, look, I don't want anyone. I don't want anything much. I just want to find a waifu. I just want some. Look, do I want to find somebody? Now, look, I don't know if it's like me for sins of my past, because at 19, 20 years old, I was trying to be out there being a man. I just wanted. My thought process was just sticking my dick into some random thought and not give a damn about whatever. I'm just like, okay, your boy was trying to slang some dick okay? Your boy was out there slanging, and I guess this is me atoning for me now, practicing semen retention and starting to be, changing his priorities in terms of like dating. I guess this is me atoning to those sins. I'm atoning to the sins of my past, I guessing. I don't know. But it seems like it's constantly happening. And it's getting ridiculous. I'm like, listen, I just don't want. I'm not trying to date for horniness. I'm not just to bust a nut. I'm trying to find someone good for me. Look, if I want to find somebody, like, bruh, I'm looking for at least a girl who. I'm at least looking for a girl who's kind of smart. I'm looking for a girl who kind of. Look, I don't have much preferences. I would like if you were fit. If you were fit, a little fit on the fit side, you got a little muscle on you. But I don't mind if you little thickums. I don't mind it. I mean, I don't mind if you were taller than me. Like, I'm 5'6", 5'7", 5'7". So if you tall, if you kind of tall, you're a tall girl. You're like, if you're tall, you're like, you built like Lady Demetrius doing. I'm just saying. Okay, I need a girl who at least. I do want a girl who at least who got some confidence. I don't mind if you got some confidence. Like, I don't mind. I'm like, if you are really like if you really were like actually the last one, the 812 chick, if you were actually just like really trying to make some moves, then hey, that may have been my fault. Okay, that may be my fault. I may have been the asshole for that, but I'm like, look, do I have trust issues? I don't know. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I don't know. But it just, look, I was at a point in time, I'm just at this point in time, like, I was just frustrated and I just had enough of the bullshit. Like, it is a point where I'm like, it needs to stop. Like, it's getting ridiculous. Like, this is like one of those things, I am really want to call on the literal, like this is something like, this needs to be taken, like, state governments, or like, state governments need to get some of these numbers, look at someone, go through all these numbers, and figure out who actually owns these actual numbers, phone numbers. Like, I need it to not be, I want the number that of the person that I'm calling is actually like an actual person who lives in this state, not some random ass dude who's named Mohammed Jalalabad from fucking Dubai or some shit, or from some network in fucking India. But it's like, bruh, I just need some of y'all, I don't know, my question is, I'm gonna say this, if you're a scammer and you're watching this, my question is this, making these scam calls and stuff, listen, I'm just gonna ask, why are you like this? Who made you like this? Like, why do you keep doing these things? Can you please stop? Just stop, man. I am a young black man who's looking for a faithful lady, for some faithful woman. A faithful man trying to look for a faithful woman. Like, I'm just done with your shit. Stop it. Stop catching me in this genjutsu. Please, release me out of the infinite Tsukiyomi of your bullshit. I don't want this. Stop it. Like, I don't wish some physical harm to you. I know someone wish physical harm on me, but I personally wish I wanted y'all to suffer in the most psychological way, mentally, psychologically. I want you to suffer. I honestly hope somehow every single day you use your credit card or your debit card, and every time you get declined, your car gets declined. I hope your car don't start. Don't start. No matter how much you find a way to take it to the shop, you can't start it. I hope hope your car actually gets booted and they can't take it off. I hope every time you actually try to get ketchup out, every single time, I hope that the water and oil shits come out before the actual ketchup come out. I hope one day you walk in to seeing your wife get a train ran on by a gang of dudes. I say 20 dudes, all of them carrying a sledgehammer, okay? All of them taking turns piping down your wife in front of you, and all of them busting in your wife and doing it while making eye contact with you, not leaving eye contact. I hope your pets somehow run away and you can never find them ever again. They are gone forever. I hope every time you turn on the lights just go out on you. Just for no reason. Just, even if it's what you just installed a brand new light bulb, they just short out. Like, I just want you to suffer in the most psychological, painful way possible. Because some of y'all need to be sent to the deepest parts of the Netherrealm. Some of y'all, I want Brock Lesnar to suplex and F5 every single one of y'all into existence. I hope you get freed by all kinds of tables, by the Dudley Boys and Buffalo Bills fans. Bills Mafia, I need you to put all of these motherfuckers through tables. I need Edge and Christian to team up and actually hit you both with concertos so hard you guys get permanent CTE. Instant CTE. And you know what? I'm going to add this as a special one. I want y'all to see Kurt Angle. I need Percocet Angle to come back. We need Kurt Angle to take one more Percocet. Just one. And we don't need any of the after effects. We don't need any of the after effects, any of the psychological bad stuff that Kurt Angle went through. We don't need any of that. We don't need that. We just need one night only. Percocet Angle makes a comeback and just angle slam and put you all in an ankle lock so badly you are begging for your life, begging to be done. I want you to go through so much psychological torture. I need your fucking moms to feel that shit. I need her goddamn pussy lips quivering when this. I'm going off here. Look, I'm done with this bullshit. I'm seriously, I can't deal with this shit. I'm done. I'm out. I retire. Okay? It's getting ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. If you are, and you know what? If any politicians out here, if you're a local, state, federal politician, if you're watching this right now, listen, I need you to look in my eyes. Look at me deep in my eyes. I need you to make a bill. Introduce a bill. I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, Independent. I don't give a damn what side of the political spectrum you fall on. I need you to create a bill to expose some of these guys. We need a catch a scammer show. We need to catch these niggas in a genjutsu so hard. Something like Catfish, something like Chris Hansen type shit to catch these motherfuckers catch these motherfuckers. We put the Uno reverse guard on these hoes and we get their asses and we catch these niggas in a genjutsu. Some of them need to get their asses whipped. Like, who you are? Where are you at? I'm in the Ville. I live in Old Louisville. Pull up. Who want to square up, son? Who want to square up? I will shake some of y'all. Because y'all need to get your ass whipped right now. Right this second. You all do not deserve to breathe. Omni-Man, some of y'all are the reason why people say Omni-Man was right about this planet. You make the reason why Thanos doing the snap, yeah, some of y'all deserve to get eliminated. Are among the few that need to be eliminated. Samasu from Dragon Ball Z did nothing wrong racing y'all motherfuckers. I honestly hope if the aliens come through and they decide to wipe out humanity because of y'all motherfuckers, I will be the first to join their side. I will join their side. I'm telling the aliens, like, yo, I don't like them just as much as you. Hand me a laser gun. I will blast some of them off this planet for you. Some of y'all need to go. Some of y'all need to go. Stop it. Just fucking stop it. Just fuck out of here, man. I'm done with it. It's just... Alright. Now let's get to the nitty gritty now. We finally got that out of my system. Finally need to get that out of my system. I was tired of it. I hope we all understand how I feel. I'm just, it's too much. It's just too much, man. So, yeah. So we're gonna move on to something else now. We now the playoffs is going. NFL playoffs is going on. Congratulations to the Bengals. Y'all guys won your first playoff game in 30 plus years. Congratulations. Congratulations. I'm giving y'all the golf clap. You deserved it. We got Bills wrecking the Patriots shiz. Basically, pretty much fucked them so hard. Like, literally, even when Patriots tried to come back, y'all still were giving them a reminder, nah, you still getting fucked because of that dildo. Like, bruh, who brings a sex toy to a football game? Like, bruh, someone was wilding. All I know is someone's wife is gonna have a disappointing Saturday night. Saturday night, I won't lie, because, oh my lord. Buccaneers wrecked the Eagles' shiz, and the Chiefs pretty much blew the Steelers back out and pretty much send Ben off to retirement home, laying him out like you shouldn't be here. It's kind of both Eagles well. Then we got the last, and then we gotta talk about 49ers. You embarrassing the Cowboys. Let me say this, and I'll get to that. Get y'all in a minute. Cowboy fans, you're gonna hear me in a minute. And then finally the Rams just beat the living shit out of the Cardinals. And so we are going to go with... So, let's get started with this. So, let's go into some of the analysis. First of all, Patriots getting in the playoffs. I mean, congrats, y'all. Man, but you see, let's just say... Buffalo, I know the Patriots for the better course of 20 years scarred y'all for many years. I would wish the Ravens do that to the Steelers in a playoff game. But since it was the Patriots, and I hate the Patriots. Sorry if you were been a Patriots fan before Brady. No, before Brady, I'm just saying, I don't understand you beating their ass that badly. But I understand. I understand, okay? I'm not saying you should have as soon as the second half, you guys should have not let things go on. But it's all I will say is just New England just, I don't know what was said prior to the game, right at the coin toss, before the game, basically, I don't know, it was a day, whoever was in his speech, pre-game speech, was, telling them, fuck them, it was fuck them, it's that was, I don't know what you guys said, the coin toss was, you must have told Bill must have told the Patriots, we likes you, y'all channeled, the booty warrior, y'all just said, we likes you, and we want you. We gonna win. We want to win, and we gonna win. Now you gonna take this anal pounding the easy way, or you gonna take this the hard way. The choice is yours. And basically, the Patriots somehow said, "We ain't gonna do this any type of way. You're losing to us." And I guess the Bills said, "Well." guess you choosing the highway. because, Lord, like, you were up like 33-3 and like 33-3 or something like that. Like, at that point, that was just like a don't make. Y'all literally at halftime said, don't make us ruin this. But New England, where's the Warriors? Where's the Warriors? Bro, they were whooped. They just wrecked the Patriots. I didn't even watch the first half. I just caught up to the second half, and I was like, and I just saw this shit happen. And I'm like, and they kept scoring, and they just kept going. Even in the Patriots scored a touchdown, and I saw the dildo incident, and I was like, that was insane. And I'm just like, yo, they are getting their ass whooped. Like, I'm like, man, that ass was so bad. I'm like, they gonna have to change. When they do the NFL Network needs to put, if they do a replay of that game, NFL Network needs to put a viewer discretion is advised, and then right at the start, they should just put up the Pornhub thing, just and just ran boom, and it just show the whole game from start to finish of just. I'm just saying, like they like the Bills scored every drive was a touchdown. That is just pure dominance. Like, you ain't gonna see our punter. And that was his first playoff game, too. And I think he was a rookie, and that was his first playoff game. Man didn't even have to be on the field. That man was just drinking, like, hot chocolate and chicken broth or whatever they were drinking, like, keep warm, because it was, like 6 degrees out there. Like, bruh, they just wrecked their shits. So everyone knows, like, when the Patriots lose, everybody wins. It's like, I'm a Ravens fan, and even though we ain't in the playoffs, that was a W right there. That was a W even for us. Speaking of W's, we gotta talk about America's team, them Cowboys. Y'all had the best chance, man, to at least get to the NFC title game. You had the most talented team on offense and on defense. And you lose to the 49ers, bro. And you lose it at home, bro. And it's a wildcard game at home. You on CBS and on Nickelodeon. And you lose this game on children's broadcasting, like, oh my lord, like, I'm just saying, like, bro, Mark McCarthy is a fraud and a clown. Like, that man was carried to the playoffs by the Cowboys there. Kellen Mond, who was deemed like the football genius, looked like a nigga who graduated out of high school. Just graduated out of high school like last year, ends up being like the offensive coordinator. Like, of all the things you do, you add. This is how the final drive went. Okay, so far you had 1 minute and 40 seconds. 1 minute and 40 seconds left. You have all 3 timeouts. You make 3 conversions for 40 yards, and all of them go out of bounds. So you keep saving good clock. You don't use many timeouts. You do use a couple. I need to understand how this play call goes. So let's see. Okay. My thing is this. If you were going to do, of all the play calls I would do, 14 seconds left. Okay, 14 seconds left. Alright, you got 14 seconds left. It's second and, I think it's first and 10, or second and 1. No, second and 1. Okay. The 49ers now realize they need to cover the sidelines. cover the sidelines. Cover outside the numbers, alright? Cover outside the numbers. Outside the numbers. Alright? They cover the numbers. You use numbers. Okay? You got at least 40 something yards to at least score a touchdown. To score a touchdown. Or at least try at least get closer to at least set up a better Hail Mary scenario. A better Hail Mary type of scenario. You pretty much have a chance of getting a Hail Mary scenario. What do you do if I was Mike McCarthy and or if I was Mike McCarthy or Kellen Mond? What do you do in this scenario? Okay? What would I do in this scenario here? Would you A, throw an easy pass up the middle, get at least get the first down, have a receiver or tight end give himself up, tight end gives the ball to the official, immediately gives the ball to the official, they spot it, you spike it, and then the next play, throw a Hail Mary and get a miracle touchdown with like possibly 3 to 5 seconds left. Or do a QB draw. Do a QB draw. Do somehow a QB draw. QB draw. Now, let me say this. I don't mind. Is a QB draw a bad play? Not really. QB draw was good. Was alright and everything. But the thing is, I would have told Dak, like, hey, like, we're going to do a QB draw. What you do is, as soon as you get the first down, automatically give up right then. Hand the ball off. Give the ball right then and there. Give the ball right then and there to the official. Right in there. He has spotted. Spike it. And then the next play, score first down. Dak decides, I'm going to get the first down and get more yardage. Which takes off a lot more clock. Now at this point in time, now it's like you can't really spike the ball because you need at least 1 second left on the clock. At least 1 second left on the clock in order to get another play off. So at this point, you kind of realize, before, you can't get that spike, the ball, and everything else left. Spike the ball left. You at least need it. Okay, then you have to, tell everyone, listen, the next play, automatically get ready, get set. We're doing a Hail Mary, quick Hail Mary. Hail Mary. I'm stamping this ball. As soon as we all get set, 1 second left. Let's go. Let's throw this thing. Let's do this. Hail Mary for the win. Let's go. All right. Instead of that, so what happens next is, instead of you giving the ball immediately to the official, you give it to your center, and you forget to realize that it doesn't work like that. The clock still runs. It's still the official has to spot the ball, and you fuck that up. And now get me wrong. Now, do I think it was that the ref's fault for bumping into Dak? I mean, here's the thing. He still has to touch the ball. That was kind of Dak's fault for doing that. Another thing that's wild is somehow, you guys got 6 extra seconds of 8 seconds of clock, extra game clock, because of the spot, because of that one spot on the third down, which he should have kind of gave it to him. Technically, gave it to him. They gave him time on that, and they gave some time on some play. Basically, they were kind of doing some ref fucking. The refs were fucking this game. Were fucking the 49ers in this game on that last drive. and you still couldn't pull it off. And my thing is like, all I'm saying is, all y'all Cowboy fans, like, look, some of y'all go through it too much, but it's like, the thing is, we just, as Stephen A. Smith would say, I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Like, the first show Stephen A. Smith does has to be like the day after you lose and get eliminated. Like, bruh, that man, I'm not gonna lie, Stephen A. Smith is an asshole, bro. Why would you show these fan images on live television in 4K? Like, I'm just saying this. CBS ain't slick for doing that shit. I always cringe. I always feel bad for some of these fans who go to these big football games, and they like emotional and shit. And they like and you see them like all emotional, and they like depressed and down. But it's like, son, why you gotta do some of these people like that? What's even fucked up, there was like one dude that's actually a meme, that's actually getting his shit roasted, because it turns out like this one fan photo, I'm gonna find this, somehow that dude's like, the dude and the chick with him is like a side chick, and his main chick has been getting blown up, is her phone blown up because of this nigga being on TV, caught in 4K, cheating. So I was like, you get 2 L's. Like, I'm like, bro, unless they married, all I'm gonna say is this: you better hope he didn't impregnate her, because, bro, that child support check gonna be coming in hot. That child support check coming in hot. Like, you losing, like, and if you get divorced, I'm like, you know what? You earned that L, sir. You earned 2 L's. Like, you were a Cowboys fan and you were out here cheating. Like, bruh, you are forever in the L train, forever, bruh. You were in the L train forever, bruh. So all I say is this: Cowboys are forever. Cowboy fans, look, you warned yourselves. You warned yourselves this. Like, a lot of y'all be warning yourself these L's, because y'all talk all this back. You had this good ass season, and it doesn't make a difference, because at the end of the day, since 1995, basically since I was still a sperm, the last time you went to an NFC title game, and to this day, like, you guys still aren't going to one. Like, it's going to be, I'm 25 now. Like, you guys, I bet y'all won't make it. I'll be 50 and y'all still ain't in the NFC title game, in an NFC title game. Y'all ain't in an NFC title game. So y'all earn that L. Y'all hold that L. So we're going to go ahead and move on. So now we have the divisional rounds. They're all set. Right now, this time recording, it's Saturday. The Bengals Titans played in the AFC divisional round, and the San Francisco 49ers and the Green Bay Packers going on right now. Tomorrow is the Bucks and Rams rematch of Week 3, and we got Chiefs and Bills in a rematch. Also, an AFC title rematch. The winner of that game tomorrow will go on to face, as of this moment, the Cincinnati Bengals, who just won off a walk-off field goal against the Titans in Nashville. Against King Henry and the Titans, the number 1 seed in the AFC. A team that has had injuries after injuries. Pretty much had set a record for most players dressed in a season. Like 91 different players. Basically a different starting team every single week. pretty much like both the Titans and the Ravens like were contending for the injury bowl, which eventually ended up being us which I ain't gonna lie, that is us because we've had injuries up the wazoo all throughout the season. Like it was horrendous. It's down bad. Like that's the end. Like that's the end. Goodbye. Goodbye. Like so all I know is this, like right now, Titans fans, y'all are going through it right now. Y'all going through all that whiskey, the Tennessee whiskey. Jack Daniels stock is right now going to be up the fucking roof right now. Jim Beam having a ball right now. Like a lot of y'all are going through it. Like y'all are. Like, all I'm saying is this: y'all had. I'm saying Ryan Tannehill, like, bruh, why would you throw you threw 3 picks, and you have AJ Brown and Julio Jones, who you just signed. You end up getting through a trade with the Atlanta Falcons. And I'm just like, I feel bad for Julio Jones because, bruh, you finally got out of Atlanta into a possible contender with Tennessee. You get the number 1 seed in the AFC, and you actually end up being one and done. It's like, bruh, that man deserves a Super Bowl ring, bruh. Honestly, I don't know if he's gonna be with Tennessee next year, but it's like if Tom Brady's still gonna be in Tampa Bay, like, and if Julio's a free agent, like, I'm betting anything, like, Julio's somehow gonna team up with Tom Brady, and that somehow either this year or that next season, who knows if Tom Brady's still playing. That's how Julio want to get the ring. He decides to join the dark side. Like he finally joins the dark side. People, that's what. And we're gonna look at Julio that next year. I'm putting this out here. When we get to this next year, 2023, we record this, and you hear me say that Julio Jones becomes a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, and somehow if they make it to the Super Bowl, or if they win it, you're gonna be like, "Oh, you predicted this. Well, Jason, you really predicted that." I just know it in my gut. I just feel it. It's somewhere. I know he is somewhere psychologically, is thinking to himself, I'm joining Tom Brady in the Bucks. Like next year, I'm taking my talents to Tampa Bay. Like I'm taking my talents to Tampa Bay. I want a ring. I will sell it. I will make this blood pact with the devil to win a championship. Either he going there or he going to New England next year. It's one of those two things. It's one of those two options. So it's like somehow, some way, he's gonna join the dark side. And it's going to be in all he lived to be the hero so long, and eventually he decides, you know what, fuck it, I'm being the villain this time around. He gonna become the villain, and it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. And see so badly. Like my thing is this for Mike Vrabel. I didn't watch much of the game. I tried to watch the last 2 minutes because it was tied up 16-all, and I was trying to watch it, and basically my TV just wouldn't warrant me to watch this game. So my streaming stick wouldn't boot up quick enough for me to catch the end. So I pretty much just watched this. I pretty much just watched the end. I pretty much just saw. All I know is this. I just looked at that the Titans tied the game, scored the first touchdown after being down 6. It scored a touchdown, and instead of kicking a simple extra point to make it 7-6, they choose to kick a field. They end up choosing to kick it. They decided to go for 2. Which I'm just like, I'm asking Mike Vrabel, the coach. I go to Mike Vrabel bruh, why would you go for that? Why would you go for 2? And you just scored a touchdown. Why would you even do that? Do that. Just at that point, bruh, just go for the extra point. Go for the 1 point. The 2 points ain't that worth it. Because that is something, if you do it early, it could bite you in the ass in the end. And guess what? That decision right there just cost you the game. Because if we're being real honest, if you were up 17, because if you actually scored just the extra point, you sacked Joe Burrow 9 times. A franchise postseason record, 9 sacks. 9. Okay? Same number as Chris Jericho's Intercontinental reigns. Okay? You had 9 sacks. And you still lost. Because y'all chose to go for 2. Because if you actually just chose to go for 1 extra point, you would have won this game 17-16. Because at that point, all you needed is to get a first down. Because I think the Bengals used up all their timeouts, right? For that pick. Let me do a quick check. I'm doing a quick check right now. We're gonna see if the Bengals use all of their timeouts on that last drive. Because if they did, and you were able to get a simple first down, and you were up 17-16, all I'm going to say is this. Let me see if I can find this. Scores up here. Let me see here. Let me see, niggas. Let me see. 2-minute warning. Timeout number 1. Okay, so they only used 1 timeout. If you made them burn their last few timeouts left, if you made them lose those last few timeouts, found a way to keep that drive alive and make them burn their last 2 timeouts, you would have won this game easily. Easily. You would be in the AFC title game, and you would be hosting either Kansas City or Buffalo next Sunday. You blew it. Hook, line, sinker, y'all literally blew it. Ryan Tannehill, you blew it. You probably about to get ran out of Tennessee. You're probably going to go to Pittsburgh and be their quarterback. You might be in contention of being their quarterback. We don't know, because we all know the Steelers probably going to get them as a quarterback. So that's going to be who they're going to get. So, Derrick Henry, I feel bad for you. Now you can rest that foot now. Rest that foot injury. So, AJ Brown, Julio, I hope you actually re-sign with Tennessee. Could re-sign with Tennessee. If Tennessee re-signs you, you deserve the money. If not, then I'm like, Steelers, you got the most cap space in the league right now. Go ahead and put some money, throw some money on that man. Bring him to Pittsburgh if you want to. You know you need to. You aren't gonna have many weapons. You don't have a bunch of weapons coming back next season. So you might want to throw some money at him. All I know is that Cincinnati's now in the AFC title game, first time since 1988. I'm just like, and right now, everyone who pretty much at this point said like Jamar Chase was the worst pick, was the worst possible pick, and everyone saying like Penei Sewell was the better pick. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was saying that too. But Cincinnati is just like Cincinnati and Mike Brown, who was probably one of the few owners in the league that don't deserve any success, is actually eating us, making us eat a massive amount of shit right now. And I mean, I can understand it, and I respect it, and I respect it. Like right now, this is the season. Because I don't know who they face off against. If it's all I know is that I might say Bengals might have a chance of winning and going to Super Bowl. Whoever it is, because right now they are possibly the hottest team coming out of the AFC. Coming out of the AFC right now, like actually the hottest team right now. They have because how can you stop because you got Joe Mixon, Pro Bowl running back, you got Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, CJ Uzama, and then their defense is. I mean, the offensive line pretty much showed the old offensive line because of those sacks, but overall, how they've been throughout this earlier season, they actually did better. They've done better. I don't know, it was just that one bad day, or it's since they are playing on a weekly basis, now they got an extra day of rest because they don't have to play the next Sunday, so they might have a chance of getting back together. I don't know if there was the offensive linemen were some of the starters were end up getting put into COVID protocol. We don't know, but whatever happens. It is what it is. Okay. But Cincinnati right now, I'm gonna be honest. Cincinnati looks like the team that could be the one that's going to be represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. Who I think is going to represent the NFC, I don't know. It's kind of 50-50 for me. It's kind of a hard pick to choose, right now, who it could be. And if I'm honest, I'm thinking it's going to be Rams. I'm going to guess. I know the game just started, so for me, I'm going to say Packers versus. I'm gonna say Bucks are gonna take this one over Rams tomorrow. Bucks gonna beat the Rams. We're gonna have Packers Bucks rematch, and I think this time Packers will take this one. I say the Packers will take it this time. Packers will take it this time. So I think this somehow we're gonna see Bengals versus Packers in the Super Bowl. And I'm what if two things happening? We're going to see where Aaron Rodgers finally completes that last dance type thing. But giving Green Bay one more Lombardi. Or Cincinnati is about to end. Probably possibly complete one of the craziest. Will win a championship and end a 31-year. Not only end a 31-year postseason drought, but also a 32-year title drought in Cincy. Because the last team in Cincy to win a world championship, was the Reds, who won the 1990 World Series. So, there's a possibility that could happen, and I don't know. Because Packers-Bucks did play, Packers and Bengals played in Cincy, and both teams, honestly, the Bengals almost had it. Almost had that game. So, Packers survived. Packers ended up surviving because Mason McConaughey finally found a way to kick a field goal. Found a way to kick a field goal. So, yeah, I'm going to go. So, that's what I'm thinking is. It's going to be, I say Packers, Bengals, Super Bowl. Right at this moment. That's for me. Anyways, we're going to move on now to NCAA basketball. Men's. We're going to talk about the men's for U of L. We're going to talk about, of course, the cards, U of L men's. So, U of L men's. So far this season, they are pretty much somehow frustrating because one game they'll play up to their potential, and then somehow they disappoint me. Some cases, I have actually stopped watching some of these games because I don't want to deal with. I just don't want to watch and deal with their bullshits. Them playing like ass at top have these points where they're just playing like complete ass. Like I can't. Like nah. Like especially earlier today, we end up retiring a legend in Russ Smith, number 2, led Louisville to a third national championship, which actually happened. So Michigan fans, suck my dick. Suck it. That happened. Y'all lost. Accept it. Hold it. You are still know your place in the food chain, which is below us. Which is below us. Okay? So, we have that. So, Russ Smith ended up retiring Russ Smith's jersey. And it actually was a good time to do it because the man deserves his flowers. And they did it when practically his whole family was there. His whole family was there. Like his mom, his dad, his grandma. Like that is the time you retire a jersey. Like you should do it like within 5 to 10 years after they've made an impact in the city. Because Russ Smith has made an impact, and that's made an impact. He is pretty much, he was a great player on the court, and he's helped support the city. He's done a lot of things. He actually has his own bourbon. He's playing in the NBA. He's playing in the G League right now. Dude ended up going to China, scoring like 61 points a game, which is like a world record for most points per game average in any professional league in the world. Okay, we don't see NBA players doing that. Not in Euro leagues in China. Like that, my man is goated. Okay, that man is a king. In his jersey, they actually made a video package for him, and they actually had like Luke Hancock in there, Steve Mazzioli, who was a former U of L assistant coach, and they showed highlights of his. He did. They showed like some of the clips of him part of that team holding up that national championship, and they actually had the GOAT, the real head coach of Louisville, Rick Pitino. He gave his tribute, which that crowd was actually was hyped up because I'll talk about Chris back in a second, but yeah, I think Russ Smith's father ends up saying thing. He says like, "Yo, hang that banner back up, hang that 2013 national championship banner back up," which I'm gonna say this facts because Florida State put up a banner of something like with 2020 something canceled and like called themselves number 4 and like number 4 best team, and I'm like, all right, I guess. I'm like, if they're gonna put some bullshit like that up, we putting our shit back up. I'll say the NCAA can all suck a dick. That happened. Hold my nuggets and suck my dick, NCAA, because that shit happened. I watched this shit. My family watched this shit. Everyone in the city has the shirts. Everyone has memories of the photos. Have the photos. The memory is there. That game happened. You cannot erase what happened in the past. Hold that. You gotta accept it as is. Restore the records. Restore the championships. Restore the banner. It happened. Move on. If the Fab Four, the Fab Five got all their wins and titles, everything else back, I don't care if it's like, well, I mean, now you can make money off name, likeness, and images. Images and likeness now? Listen, here's the thing. Like, look, let's be real. Look, I mean, you are getting us off strippers. On strippers. Michigan State had a literal serial molester, sexual assault, man who did a lot of gape, GAPE, because I'm putting this on YouTube, because this is on YouTube. Gape, a lot of women, and this doctor, and we all know who it is, I'm not going to say his name, who did a lot of that stuff with a lot of gymnasts, women gymnasts, among them who would become Olympians, especially Simone Biles, probably one of the greatest gymnasts ever. Actually, now scratch it. The greatest gymnast ever. Michigan State deserves no respect and no championships. I don't care. Okay? You have people like that. You had Baylor, for a long time, had a culture of gape. For years, decades, on both the men's basketball and the football programs. Okay? North Carolina pretty much gave players of all sports paper courses. And you are about education, right? Okay? You're about education, right? Education students, listen. Okay, if they're making these fake ass classes, making them do like some fake Swahili classes, and like writing just papers and stuff, of that, and somehow they end up being academic eligible because of it. They should not have won championships. Some of these championships they've won, some of the Final Fours should have been stripped away. But y'all said, well, every student is actually taking these classes, so there's no trouble. Fuck you. Suck my dick. Suck my dick. Y'all, every single one of y'all can suck a dick. It's stupid. I'm still holding that shit into this. That shit, I will still hold that shit today. NCAA can all eat a dick. Eat a dick. So Louisville ends up having a game against Notre Dame, a great opponent, usually a constant back and forth, and Louisville somehow did a good job. And I'm like, and they were kind of up for a good chunk of this game, and I'm like, okay. Louisville is doing good. I was kind of debating of turning the game on and watching the end. Because this is one of the things they've been doing this season is they start giving you a sliver of hope. Just a slight bit of hope. And then somehow, some way, it's like pretty much like you actually thinking you good, right? You good, right? You think that you just slowly just getting closer and closer and closer. You believe in hope, and then somehow, some way, they fuck that hope in the ass. They fuck it up so badly. It's just like, I'm like, bruh, I can't watch this. It's just like at the point I'm like, you're just like, fuck this team. Coach Mack needs to be fired. Bring back Rick Pitino. This is pretty much what Louisville fans are going for right now. This is what we Louisville fans are saying and going through every day of our lives. Because that's what it is right now. Because, honestly, Chris Mack is a clown. That man should not be coaching. So, I can understand. Hey, Louisville fans, I'm tired just like much Louisville fans, like, bruh, I'm like at this point, like, because he's at the point of he's just like, he's kind of giving up. Like, if you hear him in a press conference, this dude said literally in a press conference, like, how did you fumble play this bad against NC State? Because they played NC State like a month ago, at Raleigh. They barely won that game. Then when they come face us at home, he's like, I don't know. Like, what do you mean you don't know? You should have had some. Did you even plan? Did you even think that NC State wasn't gonna adjust, and they were gonna play the same way they did? Like, no. And you guys played a month ago. Like, they did basically what you would do when you lose. You would adjust your game plan and come up with something of a better strategy, and they pretty much got their ass whooped. Like, they are trying so hard to be like thinking they're Golden State. Like, about almost a bunch of the times you see them, they're either trying to chuck up threes or not even, or try to do some type of like, and don't even try some fundamental shit, like pick and roll or something like to make the offense good. And Coach Mack said like this offense is going to be revamped and better, and it's still worse. Like, you know what? Go back to the original one then. Go back to the original one. I don't know. Like, bruh. We are trash, bruh. We are ass. Like, this team is a 2-pack of ass, bruh. We suck. And we're pretty much going to miss the NCAA tournament. I don't even want to see them in the NIT tournament. We are trash. Chris Mack gotta go, fam. Chris Mack gotta go. He needs to get the fuck up out. As a matter of fact, here. See that? That's the door. As a matter of fact, you can go back home. You know, actually, I know the place you can go. All right, this is gonna be your new home, Chris Mack. I got you. Hold on. All right, yo, Chris. See this right here? Yeah, this is a trash can. This is your new home. Get the fuck out of here, you piece of trash. So, one of the best sides is the women are doing pretty good. They went on a 15-game winning streak. Sadly, they end up losing to North Carolina State in a good game. They led a good chunk of the way and then just collapsed down the stretch. But, hey, at least y'all are doing much better compared to the U of L men's team. That's all we're going to say. Like, the good thing about U of L football, like, when they retired Lamar's jersey, they beat the fuck out of Syracuse. In this game, they end up leading for like 3/4 of the way, and in the last 1/4 of the way, they just end up giving up the lead and fuck the game to Notre Dame. So I'm like, I pretty much stopped watching it because, to me, one of the things I've been doing is not drink alcohol. Stop drinking alcohol for a good chunk of the year. Start the year off trying to not get into drink alcohol. Trying to get more healthier. That's why I've been drinking more agua. More water. And avoid. Because honestly, if I was try to watch any of these U of L games, men's games, I would have been crushing a 6-pack. I would have crushed a 6-pack of beer. And I want to use like some good beer, quality beer, like a good type of beer, like any craft beers. I'm not using like Miller Lite or anything. I'm going through a 6-pack of PBR or a 6-pack of like Natty Lights or some shit. Because of how bad they are. Like, they aren't even worth good beer. They're worth like cheap beer. So I'm done, bro. I'm just like, whatever happens this season, I'm just like, I pretty much just have literally little to no fucks left with the men's team. I might try to watch one game. I might go watch the Duke game. That's like the one of it few big games left. I might see that, and I might see the Virginia game at the end of the year in March. So, might see one of those two games. But other than that, I'm just like, bruh, y'all are like, y'all guys are trash, bruh. Like, y'all deserve to be in that trash bin. Same with Chris Mack. Like whoever, I just hope at this point, like, whoever's next coach, whatever, we can bring back Rick, or whoever, we need to do something. Like, the culture is down bad. I know in the next couple of months we're going to find out what that IARP decision is. If it's the death penalty, like, fine, that's good. Good. We need the death penalty. I hope we have the death penalty. Like, I honestly have said this a bunch. I hope if Louisville gets the death penalty, I don't mind it at all. We need like a good hard reset of the men's program. Just go ahead, give it a hard reset. Just hard reset, and we can just try to create a new regime, bring a whole new regime, bring a whole new culture, and try to put dead the whole thing with those strippers and the Bowen thing and all that bullshit. Like, just dead all. Because, like, honestly, the whole university needs a whole reset. Like, because they need a whole new president, a new athletic director. I think the interim athletic director might be someone we could trust, because he's down with the Cars. He's down with Louisville. So I think he will do something good. So all I'm saying is, man, we need to do something, man. We need to do something, man. So we're gonna go ahead and move on. So let's see. So right now the NCAA right now, MLB is going into talks. Is talking right now, trying to at least make sure the season starts on time, close on time, as possible. It's possible, actually, right at this moment, time recording tonight is UFC 270. We have Francis Ngannou taking on Cyril Gane to unify the UFC heavyweight championships. In the co-main event for the flyweight title, Brandon Moreno taking on the former champion Davison Figueiredo in the trilogy. We have Mike Pereira in action. Nurmagomedov is in there, and it's Morales and Giles going up against each other. And cause I don't know who much some of these guys are, so my apologies. I'm not watching the prelims round because I'm wanting to record this, so I'm pretty much focused on I'm focused on that main card, if you know. So I kind of focus on that main card. So who I think will win that main event? I'm gonna say for the main event, because both of them are gonna. Because here's the thing. This is like Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. Because you got Cyril Gane, he doesn't look like he has power, but he has like that concussive type power. He can at least, if he gets 1-2 good clean hits on you and stuns you, he's swarming on you and he's gonna get you out of here. Francis Ngannou has that Mike Tyson, Deontay Wilder one-punch power. Just one clean shot is game over. You're done. You might as well just go ahead and pack it up. It's over. So it's like someone's going to sleep. I don't see the judges in any of that card. If it somehow goes to the judges, and it's like one of those type of fights where both men are get fucked up, then it's like one of them or both of them are beaten up, and it's like someone that's so close to call type shit. I'm like, that's gonna be nuts. So to me, I say, given how he's been over years, I'm gonna give it to Ngannou. Ngannou's gonna take it. He unifies both the belts, and this is actually the last fight of his contract. So if he actually still has a belt, it's like it's his contract's now like a per fight type thing. Like they gotta, like Dana White is, because that's his last fight in UFC, and I think him and Dana White and Ngannou, his parties couldn't like come over with a new contract for him. And I think it was like he didn't try to do that 8-fight thing. I think a part of him wants to do boxing, because I think him and Tyson Fury want to fight, which I'm like, that'd be scary as hell if that would be an interesting fight. Interesting fight to see, like, that would be a match to see, and that would be something. So, I mean, right now it's a stain. I'm like wondering like who wins that. I'm gonna say Ngannou wins that fight. All right, I think we got to the end of this podcast. I'm just like, I think what we got is a result. Bengals probably, I say this, scammers can go fuck yourself. All your scammers can go fuck yourselves. U of L is a 2-pack of ass. I think the Bengals might be the team that goes to the Super Bowl and competes against the Packers. Julio Jones probably going to go to Tampa Bay or New England next year. I'm feeling that in my soul and my bones. Ryan Tannehill is going to be the quarterback for the Steelers for some reason. U of L's men's basketball team is a 2-pack of ass. I hope that the IARP somehow gives us a death penalty and we do a hard reset of the men's program. And I think Brandon Ngannou is going to take this in a few minutes. So that's all I'm going to say about that. All right, thank you guys very much for watching the podcast. Be sure to leave a like if you're watching this on YouTube. Leave a like, share this video around with everybody, and be sure to subscribe. Subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so that way you do not miss when a new episode drops or any video involving the channel comes in full, because we're going to make some exclusive like YouTube type videos. And Spotify, be sure to follow Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. Follow the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Be sure to like and also give a rating now, because now Spotify does ratings now for a show ratings. So if you're doing this, make sure to give us a rating. I would appreciate it if you give me 5 stars. If you give me 5 stars, thank you. You get a cookie. If you rate me 1 star, I'm like, all right, what do I gotta do to convince you, sir? All right, sir, what type of convincing do I gotta do? Do I have to convince you? How much convincing do I have to do? If you're a woman, I'm like, hey, ma'am, if you're going through something right now, look, hey, as Luther Vandross say, let me hold you tight, if only for one night. I mean, hey, I'm just saying, like, if you, I'm just saying, like, okay, look, we all, I mean, Hey, same thing for if you're a man. I'm like, hey, we don't judge. We homosexual out here. Okay, we homosexual on the podcast, on the J Money Talks podcast, ladies and gentlemen. So we homosexual. All right, so be sure to follow, like the podcast, all that stuff, and so yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Thank you guys very much for watching, and of course, so until then, my friends, we'll be back soon with more episodes, and yeah, all I gotta say is goodbye and good night.